behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Paul Mash TV. Paul Mash TV.
Well, hello there. Thank you for joining us. It's Paul Mash TV time again. We're glad that you could join us. Got another great interview coming up in just a moment, but don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell here on YouTube, and you're always going to get the latest interviews whenever available. And check out our comment section and leave a comment for us. We'd love to hear from you. And check out the links to our caps and t-shirts, which is also in the comment section. And also, if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/PaulMashTV. And feel free to like the page, inboxes, comment everything you see. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you're on Roku, go to Roku channel Smile World TV, because every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central, I'll be on it. And feel free to use email. That's PaulMashTV, all one word, @gmail.com. And if you're a band or solo artist that want to be on the show, you can use that, but we'll accept email from fans too. We'd love to hear from you. And also go to our official website, which is www.thenumber1micmusic, all one word, .net/PaulMashTV. And all of our interviews are there, and we got other things for you there. And we're going to recap all this for you at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From High Ridge, Missouri, we have Colt Ball. He's a talented country musician. I think you're really going to like him, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, here's another quick word from Click Jam, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me, thinking about what could.
Okay, it's interview time, and with us from High Ridge, Missouri, we have Colt Ball. Thanks for joining us, Cole.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you here. Let's go ahead and start by the obvious question. Tell us a little bit about how it began for you as being an artist. I mean, maybe you've always wanted to be an artist, but tell us your own story. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so I grew up in a very musically inclined family. There was a lot of different events and a lot of bluegrass kind of feels to it. My grandmother played, and my mom, and things of that nature. And in kind of central Illinois area, there's a real farming community. So there's a lot of country and bluegrass and stuff that I was around. A lot of gospel music and things like that. My dad was really into classic rock and blues. Really got into music. And started playing guitar at a very early age, probably around 7 or 8 is when I first picked up a guitar and tried to mess around with it. But I've been actively playing out probably since I was about 12. When I was joined up with a classmate, and he played drums and I played guitar and sang. And we did a lot of town hall events and picnics and stuff like that for the town. And it kind of just progressed from enough where I could come into bar scenes and different venues like that. I would kind of follow behind my mom. My mom would play and I would open up for her. And some bars would, me being underage, they let me play for a little bit, back up and kind of head out. But that's how I kind of got my footing into music and wanting music as a career. And so that was all in Illinois. And brother and a really good friend of ours, and we called ourselves Team Good Vibes, and we ended up touring around playing smaller music festivals all the way up from Chicago down to St. Louis, mainly all around Illinois, and a whole lot of clubs, graduation parties, things like that, kind of smaller, but it really started taking off, and it seemed like we were on good. And so that was really good times, and it was really fun, and it kind of opened my eyes to see what it'd be if I actually gave it my all. And unfortunately, our band member, he kind of moved out to California. He wanted to try something new, spur of the moment thing. And then I moved to Missouri, and the band kind of. So I did a solo act for a while when I first got to Missouri, but no one had ever heard of me in Missouri, especially me being in a solo group. So it was really hard to kind of get my foot in the door. And luckily, when I moved to High Ridge, there was a bar. I did a lot of open jams and stuff. And so I kind of started playing out there, started playing a lot of benefits, and then ended up playing at a few spots like Kenny's Sports Bar and and it kind of just took off from there. And it's been kind of like a roller coaster ride. It's been kind of waves up and downs. There's been a couple years where I don't do much with it, and then I get back into it. But really, oddly enough, with the whole going on, I've been at home a lot more, and it seems I've had a lot more time to dedicate to music. And this has been school years, getting a lot more shows, even though a lot of them are online and streaming. But you know, with COVID these days, and but most of my connections are in Illinois still. So traveling up to Peoria area or Carlinville, Illinois, and just kind of keeping it within that circuit. And yeah, I just been on original music and kind of going from there and seeing where it takes me.
Okay, well, that's quite a story there, Colt, and I really enjoyed hearing that story. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the influences in your life? You know, the ones that motivated you to become a songwriter and so forth. Is there anyone that you have in mind?
Yeah, so at an early age, Charles, I loved Ray Charles, like piano playing. I tried to play piano myself, didn't really stick, but people like Ray Charles and Elvis Presley is what I grew up on as a small child, and that progressed into more of rock vibes from Jimi Hendrix to Cream, Eric Clapton as a solo artist. I mean, you name it, and I got into blues pretty heavily, so old school stuff, Robert Johnson, Howling Wolf, and things like that really sparked my interest. And then just really a lot of the local, like I said, my family is watching them. It really influenced me to kind of pick up a guitar and songs and things like that. And most of the people that were local around my area were really heavily influenced by like Bob Dylan. And so that was kind of the approach I took, with kind of a folky feel to it. Years, it kind of more developed into, I was into punk rock, really like the Sex Pistols and the Clash and things like that. And once I found Sublime, that's kind of where my genre morphed. And so Sublime was probably my number one influencer when I really started taking music seriously and traveling out to different venues and things. So a lot of people, when they hear me, they say they can definitely hear the undertones in my voice and in my rhythm and sound. So yeah, I kind of roll with that. But yeah, there's tons of artists that go on unseen that that really have influenced me too. I got some buddies, Cluster Pluck, and they're a really good group of guys. And just seeing just average Joes on the streets, I like to do a lot of traveling and touring and try to make it down to Memphis once a year, and just seeing buskers on the street. I mean, that'll influence. Just really nice to see people come into their own. It kind of makes you put a fire under your belt to want to do the same and want to for people as well.
Yeah, those are some great ones, and like Ray Charles and Sublime, like you said, some of those are really great bands, and I can see why they influence you a lot. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how we can find your music?
Yeah.
How we can find your music. I mean, is it all streaming? Do you have any physical copies like CDs or anything? Maybe you can let us know.
Right now, I don't have any physical CDs. I do have a couple demos from when I was in a band, but I'm taking my music now as a solo artist. I don't really have any hard copies or anything. I do a lot of just streaming and posting on Facebook. I have a music page that I kind of try to put some more videos and songs, but mainly just here lately, I feel like I reach a larger audience on my personal page. So I've been posting quite a few videos on my personal page, and you can find me Colt Ball Face Videos album, and there's tons of videos in there as well. But yeah, and then I had an old YouTube page that had a few videos out there, but not too much. And I've been uploading some of the videos from Facebook onto YouTube. People reach out to me from all over, really, here lately. I mean, Facebook allows you to connect with so many people. And with this pandemic, it seems like more and more streaming pages are coming up, and I've been able to connect with people in New York and California, and people that I normally wouldn't connect with, because it seems like more and more people are, they can't go out and about and play at the bars and stuff. So, and so they've kind of influenced me to get on stuff like that, which I didn't really even know was good for musicians. But yeah, I just created a TikTok, and I'm hoping to be posting some videos on there. But yeah, with the holidays running around, our good buddy that I mentioned with, he went out to California, and he's kind of starting his own music production thing, and it's a traveling middle of nowhere music is what he calls it. And so he's got a nice recording system, and he kind of finds unknown artists and stuff like that, and records them. So I'm hoping to cut a little demo sometime during this holiday break, and maybe by early 2021 be able to release that. And there's also some plans to Chicago area, Pekin, Peoria, and there's a few people who have been really interested and expressed that they want to record me as well. So I think I'm going to get some more studio quality albums out there, hopefully by the beginning.
Okay. Well, what streaming sites are you on? Are you on like iTunes and and the like, or maybe you can let us know that.
Right now, no iTunes, no Spotify or anything like that. SoundCloud from when I was back in the band, and we had like a Reverb Nation page, but all that stuff is and like I said earlier, with me getting really heavily back into music this year, we had a good friend of ours that kind of mentored us, and he always said, you're going to go through writing phases and you're going to go through recording phases, but when you just keep writing and writing and writing, you might write 100 songs and only end up liking 5, but keep writing, because eventually that's going to be money in the bank. And so that's what the kind of kick I've been on lately, and I know that I should be more active about creating forms and getting my stuff out on Pandora, iTunes, YouTube, and etc. But those are all things that are coming in the works.
Okay, well, go out there and check out Colt Ball. Like I guess you have an official website. Maybe you can check out his stuff there, and I'm sure he'd love you for that. And this video that we're getting ready to watch, I guess it was a contest that he put up, where he would put some of his songs on there, and you could vote on what song we could use for this program. And I guess everybody decided on a song called "So Why." And so that's the video we'll be showing in just a minute. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the song? Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, sort of. So I kind of went through a rough time with a former girl, split ways and came to an agreement. And a lot of times when situations like that happen, there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of emotion that go behind those kind of aspects. And it's just you get sad, you get mopey, maybe you get angry about what happened. It seems for me, anytime that big situations happen like that, it just really gets me creative, and I try to use that emotion to put it towards something that makes me feel good and get me out of this rut. So I was to kind of it's kind of like a move forward song from the situation that I found myself in. And if I'm being honest, the lyrics me writing in hopes that she would listen to it and think, well, dang, like, I can't believe I let that one go, type of thing. So it was just about me moving forward and trying to spark interest. And this is kind of what you lost type of deal, if you would.
Okay, well, I watched the video not long ago, and it was pretty good, and I'm sure everybody else will agree with that. And we'll get to that in just a minute, but thank you so much for Colt for coming by. That's about all we really need for now. But we'd love to have you back sometime, so maybe if you have something to plug for us, we'll have you back.
That would be great. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so let's get right to the video. So Why by Colt Ball right here on Paul Mash TV, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
This song is called So Why. In time I wanna be the one you run to. but I ain't in no rush, so don't get confused. I hope you understand that I wanna be the one that you choose. So I better get down. Don't get sharp with the glass. I gotta keep it moving, that's what I do best, I swear. Put my snap on your phone, right through the situation, make you wanna go, oh! But I can't believe it, wanna meet them, what they're saying to the people with the onomatopoeia kind of flow. Now I'm chilling with the deep tracks. TikTok got the wristwatch intact. I think it's funny, cause I'm clever and cute. She creeped my Facebook just to see what I do. Man, I'm on the square, she's feeling on. I got a list of reasons that were denied, but I'm feeling better with the sweater, cause I'm hotter or whatever. But I'm back up on my grind, trying to make a little cheddar life. In time, I wanna be the one you run to, but I ain't in no rush, so don't get confused. I hope you understand that I wanna be the one that you choose. So I ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, boom, ba-da-dum, yeah, oh, ba-da-dum, ra-bum-bum, ba-da-dum, ooh, na-na-na. Round two. Always a 3 to the bow, slap the bag and pass it back to me, Holmes. Hail to the chief, the leader of the throne. Lazy boy stunting in the fucking biodome like I'm Polly Shores. But I do not need this anymore. Rockin' tones that can open up the cellar door, and she could come crawling out screaming love is war. Roundhouse kick the bitch back into the floor. Cause I'ma be the one you're lost, cause I'm dripping like the sauce when I'm walking down the Ross, cause we dress for less. At the core, I'm the hottest mess. Got a whole list of women that can pass the test. Confessions on overload, father steady sweating as he's staring at the Holy Ghost. But Mama Sita's got a corner code, B.I.B.I. me and her, chats in my DM work. But now I'm feeling much better when the pin drops. She gon' hit me up or whatever, like, in time I wanna be the one you run to, but I ain't in no rush, so don't get confused. I hope you understand that I wanna be the one that you choose. So I beep 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 beep.